Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you the Queen's Gambit and a few tips and tricks on it. Hope you enjoy and let's start. So, as you know, you must know of the Queen Pawn's opening if you're a pretty advanced player. Actually, even if you're a beginner, you should know this. But back to the point. This game starts with d4, g5, and then this move. A classical pawn sacrifice. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 ways how Black responds and how you play to win the game. And actually, I'm starting to play the Queen's Gambit a little more often because I like it. Now, after pawn takes pawn, which I see from many chess kid opponents, just play here. Now this pawn can be protected by b5 or here. Now, if he plays b5, now this diagonal with the rook is open. And if you get your bishop to g7 and play e5, then if he moves his knight here, then bishop takes knight and it's fork. So that's the reason why that most players wouldn't play that, and they would actually play bishop e6. Now, the best move is d5. So now you block the bishop from getting to the pawn. Now, most players I see would play this, and I think your opponent might play that too. So this is called the Queen's Gambit accepted central variation. So after bishop takes pawn, then this knight can't develop to here or here. Well, he can develop here, but it does ruin his pawn structure and it opens up the rook a lot. So that's the reason why he's going to play this, so that he can try to get rid of this e pawn, and then that weakens the d5 pawn. So we respond with just developing and protecting. And after that, he can play something like this, so that he can get his bishop to c4. But he can't play this because of en passant, and then he's opened up his king fully, and you can see that line with the queen from d1 to h5, a good diagonal. So he plays that. Now, you shouldn't take, because you shouldn't take. You want to first attack this knight, and you want to attack it bad. So play this. Now look at that. Look at these 2 good pawns. And now he has to move back to his development square. And we don't even want to trade these pawns in this case. But what else is there to do? So after this pawn takes pawn, and then this, look at that. Now this knight can't develop here. If it develops here, it's a bad square. The knight can't develop here. And if it develops here, then some bad attacking issues could happen. So after that, if you play this, because he's going to play this, so you might as well just anticipate it. Now, the last move, which I'm going to show, is this. Now it's a double threat to this pawn and to this, but this is more dangerous. So I bet he would be protecting that pawn. But so he would play that, and now queen takes here. Rook there, bishop there, and then queen here, and then after that, bishop takes knight, and then queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, and you're up some material. So that is the Queen's Gambit accepted central variation, and you will be winning and you will actually have a stronger attack if he takes the pawn. So this is a mistake that many chess players make. So now let's move on to Slav defense. So again, it's d4, d5, pawn c4, the sacrifice. Now this is called the Slav. Now we play e3 so that we can secretly protect this pawn. Now, I'd say most of my opponents would play that. I played this, trying to attack this pawn even more. Now, first this happens from my opponent, and then I play that. Then this e6 move. Now, after e6, you can see that this bishop wants to move here and get a pin. So why don't we just play this and just get a pawn chain? And now this pin isn't at all threatening. I'm just saying that the bishop can do some bad things, especially if the queen gets here and the bishop gets here. And some really bad things could happen, I'm telling you. And that's the reason why it's best just to box in this bishop. So now most of my opponents would play g6. And actually when I play by myself on the board, I play b6, but I'm showing the classical things. And now this bishop can actually, if it castles this way and can get the queen to the square, and this queen moves here, then it will become a force mate. So some bad things are going to happen. So after this bishop move and bishop here, you just castle. He castles. Now it's time for an invasion. But now let's first break the center. Now we've opened up the diagonal. If you see, now he's going to play pawn takes pawn. Most likely, I'd see that from my opponents. Knight takes knight, bishop takes knight. Now, after this move, most opponents of mine who are good can see this diagonal coming. So they actually would play this. Now that's a really good move because the square is really weak. Excuse me. The square is really weak, but this stops the queen or anything else from getting there. And now the black queen can attack. Now to stop the black queen from getting to h5, you just play d2, bishop d2. Now this is going to happen. So he's going to start opening up his king for an invasion. So don't move it here. Just play this. Now he's going to start pushing. So takes, and then knight takes knight, and then this knight takes knight, queen takes knight. And then after that, we actually start going on the attack here. You can see that after queen takes bishop, then there's a lot of bad things happening. So to make sure that we don't get into this trap, we instead play pawn takes knight. I know it opens up our king, but we're doing it for a reason, guys. And after this move, actually no, that's a blunder. After bishop here, now we do some real bad things. So let's pretend we if we didn't have our f3 pawn there would have been some bad things. But don't worry, we're going to go on the attack and we're going to go bad on it. So first you trade off these bishops. Now you look at how much you've opened up his king compared to yours now. Now, if he plays this track, then you actually take. And now you can see that this square is starting to get a little more weak. So now you play that. Now, if your opponent plays that, because he can see that battery's dangerous, then he of course is going to trade. He wants to trade more, but this time you don't trade. You want to get into this wonderful little battery right here. After that, you aim for check. So now this is a terrible move, as we know, because of bishop b3, and if he plays that, then bishop b3 again. So he's going to push his king over here. But then that's when some bad things happen. After queen check, pawn blocks, queen takes pawn. That's when we start crushing our opponent. But actually, let's say that he protects the pawn. And now you can always see that one pawn can win the game. Now he's going to start pushing some pawns, and we know that our king side is really weak. and he has this idea of rook takes. But now is the time that now this is a very endgame mission. I'm showing you the whole game because this is a very interesting endgame. Now, after the move, rook here, rook takes, just check. Now, if he plays that, now this is the time for an invasion. Now, if you can see the ending moves, that's great. So guys, look. Do you guys see the winning moves? 3, 2, 1. Queen b8 check. Now after king here, you can see that both of these are on the same line. Now you play, now is the time for an invasion. So you play some really good moves. So first, this rook is under attack, and we need it a lot. So we play the astonishing. We play in some really good moves now. After queen here, most of my opponents play queen takes rook, and queen takes the rook again. Queen takes back, but that's where they make a mistake. And then after that, check. It comes with check. Now, after this amazing move, you try to trade off the rooks, the queens, I mean. And after this move, there's nothing you can do except play that. So then, and then after that, you can play that. And pretty much after the king can't move anywhere, so you play this, and then you could see that 1, 2, 3, 4 against a very active queen and 3 pawn. Now he's going to play that. So now you just try to trade. Now queen takes this, and now we just need to trade off the queens, and it's like this, and then he's going to promote to another queen. So now you play check. And then after queen takes queen, queen takes queen, and now we just start pushing the pawns. It looks like a draw. Now it will attempt into a draw, but the thing learned here is that if you now, like, there are so many sacrifices played, but I was not aiming to show you who's gonna win. I was just showing you how you play the game now. Now I want to show you one more thing. Now we start off again with d4, d5, c4, and the queen's gambit decline. Then e3 again, knight here, knight c3, knight f6, knight f3, pawn g7, pawn g6, bishop here, bishop there, bishop d2, pawn here, this, takes, and then actually now we play this, which is a really good move. So then we play this, knight takes bishop. Now after this move, now do you see some good moves? After this move, he blocks. What do? You play that. And now this square is heavily guarded, so takes. Then after you play rook c1, now you have an everlasting battery. Now knight here. Now this. Now you're just demobilizing. And now, after castling, you can see who's in the better position. He, of course, will trade the knights because he knows that our knight is better. He plays this, we castle. He plays that. He plays. This is just a hilarious game after. If he trades, now he can't do that, so he wants to get the rooks off the board now. So it's now after that move, there's really nothing he can do. Like he can get his king in the game. Then after this move, and then this, then this, then this, then this, this, and then it's just so funny. And now he will get his king in, but then after that, after this move, what happens, right? And then, or he can't get up, and now we just get a king in, and most likely Black would resign in this position. So yeah, and actually, that's the reason why White went on such an attacking, like he went so attacking, and he got himself 2 pawns, and 2 pawns can change a game, especially in an endgame. Okay, guys, so I hope you learned some things about the Queen's Gambit. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time at the Kiss Chess channel. And remember, check out more of the learning videos so that you can get better at chess.